This backplate on the Mandalorian Mercs costume is ready to get painted. It's all primed up. You can see I taped off some of our fasteners, filled in some of the other spots. We'll get this painted up and weathered.
So that was from my previous shorts that I was posting on working on this backplate. I do apologize in advance. I did not record when I placed the silver metallic coat on top of that primer. So this was the first pass of the honey yellow. If you followed my previous armor pieces, you know that I've been using this certain color combination. I feel it's pretty representative of the Southwest US. I can show you here how I also did some of my paint chipping. So this entire video is going to be about paint chipping and weathering, and going back to that silver metallic color, I did get a substitute paint and a happy accident did occur, but I did spend a lot of time trying to figure out how to correct some of the errors that I made. So you can see here I'm using the toothpaste water and adding some rock salt to this weathering technique. You can see here some of the damage to this back plate played in very well to the paint chipping, giving this armor a little more realistic and worn, used look to it. I did make a mistake though. I did leave my toothpaste on just a little too long, but the weathering took care of most of that.
We've got this painted and chipped. We're almost ready for the weathering, and we will be done with this backplate for a Mandalorian Mercs costume.
So you can see on that previous footage there, I did have a nice coat, some chipping. It was very similar to some of the other pieces. That metallic paint though, I think that did the trick. I wish I would have made a mistake like that earlier in the build, because I would have liked the weathering pattern that came out of it. But here I'm just reactivating some of my oil-based paints. I'm going to add some layers to this, make it look very used and worn. You've seen me weather pieces in the past, so nothing's changed, but I did want to show you the mistakes that I made, because all I'm doing, folks, is replicating what other builders have done long before me. I had to go to a lot of different YouTube channels. I've been doing this for a couple of years now, all part-time. I'm not doing this professionally. I'm not trying to sell things. I'm just trying to see if I can follow some of the other tutorials. And because this is specifically a Mandalorian Mercs costume build, I thought it best to try to warehouse all of this footage on one channel, and that's kind of the motivation why I even created my page to begin with, or my YouTube channel. But I took this weathering, and you can see here the color combinations are exactly the same as my other pieces, but as I started applying this naphtha and oil paint mixture, that's what I've been using to thin it down. When I started to take some of that off, I realized really quickly that I'd made a mistake, and I'm going to keep this here as I narrate you through this. You can see the multiple layers visible now. I did not put a primer layer on top of the silver metallic, but I do believe that silver metallic created an adhesion problem for my other layers, and again, not what I intended for it to happen, but sometimes you do luck out. I mean, every time you are building something, you have a series of decisions to make, and sometimes the decision that you make has consequences that are not what you intended, and then you have to figure out how to get over that. So again, this was something I wish I'd have done earlier. I might go back and try to replicate some of this on some of my other pieces, but you can see how I've added some of the browns as well as the black and grays, but that chipping in the top corner there, that's what I was going for. That's a very distressed look, very, very similar to like the Book of Boba Fett when Cobb Vanth is wearing that armor. So again, I wish I would have done this earlier. So if you guys wanted to get this exact effect, all you have to do is perhaps not let adhesion, allow those paint coats to dry properly, but also use the naphtha. Use a little too much of the concentrated naphtha, but you can see here that is a great weathered look. I'm going to stick with that, and I'm giving you the whole view there. Sorry about the bump in the camera. You'll get a kind of a, I guess, a hero shot here at the end. But this is the backplate. I'm completely done with it. I'll be moving on to some of the details and the blaster and knee pads coming up, but I'm trying to get this done before the beginning of September so I can participate in my local con. So again, if you want to see me build this stuff, like and subscribe. I'll try to keep you guys posted, and thanks for watching.